According to Einstein, the human mind cannot understand the universe, just as a small child cannot understand the structure of a car. We realize that everything in our world is arranged in a certain way, but we cannot determine how exactly. In 2018, Albert Einstein's Letter on God was sold at auction for almost $3 million. What did this unique historical document contain? The letter was dated 1954 and addressed to Eric Gutkind, a German philosopher from Princeton University. Einstein frankly admitted in it that the word God for him is nothing more than an expression and product of human weaknesses. The Bible is a collection of revered, but still rather primitive legends. The scientist was skeptical about religions, but did not exclude the possibility of the existence in nature of some majestic spirit that surpasses human nature and which we are unable to understand. Once in a conversation with an American colleague, Banesh Hoffman, Einstein said a very interesting phrase: "Sometimes I ask myself whether I would have arranged the universe exactly this way if I were in the place of God." Einstein did not believe in the image of the Almighty, which is glorified in many cultures of the world. He said that there is definitely no bearded man sitting in heaven who does nothing but watch our every step. "I cannot imagine a personified deity who directly influences the actions of people and condemns those whom he himself created," the scientist said. But at the same time he added that human life is controlled by forces that we cannot influence. People, vegetables, or cosmic dust, we are all dancing to an incomprehensible melody played for us from afar by an invisible musician, he once said. Einstein did not consider himself either a militant atheist or a believer of his time. According to Einstein, the human mind cannot understand the universe, just as a small child cannot understand the structure of a car. We realize that everything in our world is arranged in a certain way, but we cannot determine how exactly. Our limited minds are unable to comprehend the mysterious force that rocks the constellations, said Einstein. "God does not play dice" is another famous phrase by Einstein, with which he described the orderliness of the laws of the universe. The scientist believed that there is no place for chance in our world, everything is subject to formulas and equations. That is why people cannot be responsible for their actions before God, because everything in our world happens according to the forces that control us. In 1932, Einstein gave a speech at the Spinoza Society. "The thoughts, feelings, and actions of human beings are not free, but are as bound by the principle of causality as the stars in their movement." He also said that with the help of coincidences, God maintains anonymity. By the way, modern thinkers do not agree with this statement. For example, Stephen Hawking insisted that God is chance. Einstein joked that there are two infinite things in the world, the universe and human stupidity. He also claimed that consciousness, having once expanded its boundaries, will never return to its previous state. That is why he liked to constantly reason logically. When asked by numerous fans why God, if he exists, allows various catastrophes and disasters, Einstein answered that man is given freedom of choice and an inner sense of the right path. He himself decides how to act in a given situation. And if he did wrong, blaming higher powers for this is stupid. In vain, in the face of the catastrophes of the 20th century, many complain, how could God allow it? Yes. He allowed it, he allowed our freedom, but he did not leave us in the darkness of ignorance. The path to knowledge of good and evil is indicated. And man himself had to pay for choosing the wrong paths. Morality, according to Einstein, is very important. But not for God, but for people. He also admitted that what Jesus, Buddha and Moses did for humanity had a much greater influence on it than modern science. In 1929, a famous rabbi from New York sent Einstein a telegram asking him to tell us about his attitude to religion. Einstein replied that he did not believe in a God who concerns himself about the destinies of people, but at the same time believed in a God who reveals himself in the lawful harmony of being. It seems that Albert Einstein lived his life sincerely believing in miracles and understanding that the world is much more complex than even geniuses like him can imagine.